The plane that landed without a pilot. Imagine you're an air traffic controller working the night shift. Suddenly, your radar detects an aircraft that hasn't existed for over 40 years. Even stranger, no pilot answers the radio. What happened next became the airport's darkest mystery. It was a cold November night in the United States. At exactly 2:17 a.m., the radar inside a small regional airport suddenly picked up an unknown aircraft approaching from the east. The controller frowned. No flight plan, no transponder. Who is this? He reached for the radio. Unknown aircraft, identify yourself. Silence. The plane kept coming. As it drew closer, something felt terribly wrong. It wasn't a modern jet. It looked like an old Douglas DC-3, an aircraft that had almost disappeared from the skies decades ago. The landing gear was already down. Its lights flickered strangely, as if they were struggling to stay alive. The controller tried again. Unknown aircraft, do you copy? Nothing. Airport emergency crews rushed toward the runway. Everyone expected a crash. Instead, the aircraft landed perfectly. No smoke, no fire, no damaged tires. It rolled slowly to the end of the runway and stopped. For a few seconds, nobody moved. The rescue team approached carefully. One mechanic climbed the stairs and opened the cabin door. Inside, every seat was empty. No passengers, no pilot, no flight attendants. Only dust covered the seats, as if no one had been inside for years. On the cockpit dashboard lay an old leather logbook. The last handwritten entry read, "Visibility poor. Fuel running low. May God help us." The date beneath it made everyone's blood run cold. October 14, 1982. 43 years earlier. Investigators searched aviation records. They discovered something impossible. A cargo plane with the exact same registration number had disappeared during a storm in 1982. It was never found. No wreckage, no distress signal, nothing. The mystery deepened. Forensic experts examined the aircraft. The fuel inside the tanks had completely degraded, as if it had been sitting untouched for decades. Yet somehow, it had just landed safely. The fingerprints inside belonged only to the original crew. No recent DNA. No signs of anyone boarding the aircraft. Then investigators noticed something else. The cockpit clock had stopped at 2:17 a.m., exactly the same time the aircraft appeared on radar, as if time itself had frozen. Weeks later, airport security released one final piece of footage. Just seconds before the plane appeared, a bright white light descended from the clouds. Then, the aircraft emerged. No one could explain it. The government closed the investigation without giving a reason. The airport staff who witnessed the landing rarely spoke about it again. But one retired controller finally broke his silence years later. He said, "I watched that plane land with my own eyes, but I never saw anyone flying it. To this day, I still don't know what really came out of those clouds." So here's the question. If an abandoned plane landed in front of you tonight, would you dare step inside?